Hi guys, how are you? It's Neve here. I'm sorry, I think I'm 1 minute late because I had some problems with my MacBook. Anyway, welcome to those of you that are here, and for those of you that are going to look back on this later on, I hope it's really helpful. I wanted to pop in today just to say hello and see how you're doing. I'm doing good today. I got out of hospital last night after 7 days of a grueling 7 days of being extremely unwell, having surgery and then getting an infection. But I am thrilled to be home now, back with my boys, back with my family and recovering. So I put up a post last night to let you know that I was going to pop in here today at 1:15, and three of you came up with some questions that you'd like a little bit of support on, and you know what, it's absolutely brilliant, and thank you for putting up the information that you put up. So the common trend and the common topic seems to have been around invisible illness. And invisible illness is something that I suppose a lot of people that are working in this group actually are living with. I live with it too. And it's something that I suppose for the last number of years has really at times frustrated me in terms of explaining to people what was wrong with me. So I remember one doctor saying to me, after many years of going through tests and trials and being in that space of just really not knowing what's wrong with me, and a doctor said to me, Neve, is a label on your illness going to actually make you feel any better? And at the time I thought about it and I went, I really would love a label on this illness, because at least then I can tell somebody what's wrong with me. If my leg was broken, I'd have a cast and people would understand that my leg is broken. But from the outside I look really healthy, and I still do look really healthy, and I'm thrilled that I do look that way. But it was when the doctor said to me, Neve, do you need a label to be able to feel better? And I went, do you know what? I don't need a label. I need to be able to manage living with this invisible illness that I have. And it was through many years of coaching and talk therapies and talking with different people and reading and research and my training that I have now learned to live with the invisible illness that I have. And something that I haven't shared with you guys before is that I live with multiple invisible illnesses. So some I have labels for and some I don't. I have fibromyalgia, I have rheumatoid arthritis, I have pericarditis in my heart, and I have had numerous tumours removed from my body, which have been benign, thankfully. I've had them removed from my eyes, my mouth, many different places. And the reason I'm telling you this is because this isn't about me. I'm not here to support me, I'm here to support you guys. But I want you just to see that it is possible to live with invisible illness and to live the happy, healthy, rich life that you deserve. And it's knowing how to do that. So, Natalie, Anne, Sarah, you all mentioned about how people tell you that you look really well, and you know what, you're not feeling well, and I'm going to use the S word, you feel like shit. And there are days that you wake up and I'm sure you're pushing yourselves to try to get through your day, despite the pain that you're feeling within your body, the exhaustion, the tiredness, the isolation. All of those things can be really prevalent for people when you're living with invisible illness. And I know what that's like, and it's not easy. But what I am here to tell you is it does get easier as you transition through your journey of living with chronic stroke invisible illness, and how you learn and how you choose to live your life when living with those illnesses. So for somebody to understand what you feel like when you're living with illness, whether I know Natalie, you mentioned that you go to the gym because you're trying to lose weight from meds and things like that. Sarah, you have a family that you're trying to support every single day. I know you wake up with a positive mind, but some days are tougher than others. And Anne, you mentioned as well that you're living with, with an invisible illness, and you're in bits by the end of the day despite trying to keep a smile on your face. What I would say to you guys is you need to ask yourself the question, is what you're doing every day working for you right now in terms of supporting yourself living with your invisible illness? So from the time that you wake up in the morning and you're going through your day-to-day activities in your work, is it actually serving you well doing what you're doing? So I want you to think about it from the perspective, from the moment that you wake up in the morning and that first thought that you have in your mind, whether it can take a couple of minutes to even open your eyes because you're so tired or you're in pain, or turning in the bed, getting out of bed, trying to dress yourself, whatever it is the way that you're thinking about living with your invisible illness working for you right now? Because nobody else is going to understand how you're feeling except for you. You are in your body and your mind. And what I would say to you is, When you're explaining to people what's wrong with you, why are you explaining it? So ask yourself, why do I need this person to understand what's actually wrong with me? By explaining it to somebody, does it make you feel any better? Or does it make you feel more despairing and frustrated and angry because they just don't get it and you want them to get it? What I would say to you is that you're all at different points of your illness journey. And in order for you to be able to come to a point where it doesn't frustrate you, explaining to people what's wrong with you, there's an element of accepting what's going on for you right now. So when you start the journey of living with invisible illness, quite often, we're sick for periods of time. We flare up and down. We don't know what's wrong. We go to the different doctor. We miss events, work. We're not feeling great. We're tired. Then we start going through tests. We might get a diagnosis. We might not. We might start different meds. All of it is a journey. From the very first day that you start feeling unwell, you've embarked on a journey that you haven't necessarily asked for in your life. Nobody asks to live with illness. But you know what? Sometimes we are impacted by it, and it's unfortunate, but we have to learn to love ourselves and to live with illness. So in order for you to stop feeling annoyed or frustrated about other people not getting it, you need to ask yourself, do I need them to understand? And does it make me feel better if they understand? Do you actually understand yourself what's going on within your body? So what I'm saying, guys, is that in order for me to help you, I would need to support you on a one-to-one basis, because I know the topic is similar about invisible illness, but the way you're all feeling and the symptoms and your mindset might be slightly different, and it's a very, very personal experience. So for me, I worked with a medical coach for years to help bring me to the point that I'm at now, where I absolutely embrace my illness and I accept it. And one story I want to share with you really, really quickly on this is, I've lived with invisible illness for over 20 years now. But one morning, 6 years ago, I woke up and I was going to work, and I had an extremely busy job. I was the head of HR for a multinational company. I had a big team of people working for me, and I woke up one morning and I had a really big presentation to do that day. And I literally could not speak. My tongue was too big for my mouth. Okay, and I'm not exaggerating. That's the way I was speaking. So one of my autoinflammatory conditions had actually inflamed the nerves and the tissues in my mouth, and everything. My tongue was too big for my mouth because the inflammation was so high. I got up that morning and I said to myself, for once, people are actually going to see that there is something wrong with me. Okay? And it was really, really tough. And I thought to myself, because people could see what was wrong with me or hear what was wrong with me, they'd get, actually, you know what, Niamh is sick. Like, she actually, when she's out sick, maybe there is something wrong with her. And you know what, there was something wrong with me. But I was kind of going around trying to explain it to people and getting frustrated and getting very upset and nervous when I was missing work, which was causing me stress, which was making me get sicker because people didn't get it. But I was trying to explain to them all the time. It wasn't serving me well. And at the end of the day, they didn't understand because they couldn't in terms of what was going on with my invisible illness. So that day I got up and I went to work and I did my presentation. And I thought to myself, this is actually going to be really, really different now. People will realise that I'm sick. But you know what, guys? It didn't make any difference. The only difference was that I acknowledged to myself and I realised that whether I'm living with a visible illness or an invisible illness, it doesn't matter unless you can accept it yourself. So explaining it to other people, it is important, guys, but explaining it to yourself and understanding it yourself is what actually matters. And that's why I'm here to help you to do that, to help you to start feeling better about living with your chronic illness. And you will get to a point that you will accept it. And you'll get to the point like where I'm at now, and people will say to me, Niamh, you look so well. And I could be feeling so ill. And I will just turn around and I'll say to them, thanks a million. Because you know what, I actually mean it now, guys. I actually feel lucky that my insides are a bit, but outside I look great. You know, and I'm not being boisterous about it. I look well, and I feel really, really lucky to be able to look well. And you will get to that point too. But in order for me to help you more and to go a lot deeper than what I'm talking about in this video, I need to work with you on a one-to-one basis. So please do feel free to contact me if it's something that you really do want to make a change to. and you want to get to that point of actually feeling better about living with chronic illness and to stop feeling annoyed when people are telling you look well. Because all you're doing, and I'm here to tell you, is all you're doing is fighting a battle with yourself. It's all that negative self-talk that's going on there. You're fighting with yourself and it's exhausting. You're wasting your energy. You should be channeling your energy just in terms of looking after you and not worrying about explaining it to other people. So look, I hope that's really, really helpful for you. I'm just going to pop on the questions in the comments here just to see if anybody has any questions. Okay, I can see Elaine, you're there, and I can see Anne, you're there. Hello, guys. And I'm sorry I'm looking at you a bit sideways. I couldn't get my MacBook to work properly because the battery went and the charger wasn't working. So hello, Anne. Hello, Elaine. It's lovely to see you here. So guys, look, that's all I'm going to talk about at the moment for invisible illness on this video. But if you have any questions or any comments when you watch this on the replay, just pop them in the comments box and I will come back to you on it. Now, the other reason I wanted to pop into you today to talk to you about was our Attitude of Gratitude Challenge. So I know that you guys have been working on your Can You Help Me programme, and I'm absolutely delighted with the questions and comments that have been coming through. And I really, really hope that you are benefiting from it because it's for you. If you have any questions and you're on to day 3, you've either finished it or you're starting it. And it's coming into our Attitude of Gratitude Challenge. So tomorrow is the 1st of June. So for the next 27 days, I am going to be posting, and I hope you guys are too, in terms of what your gratitudes are every day. This is something that I started doing a number of years ago in relation to gratitude and the power of positivity, and it has absolutely got me through the biggest challenges from a health perspective over the last number of years. And it works. I'm living proof that it works, and I know it'll work for you. So no matter how down or isolated or lonely or frustrated you're feeling, whether you're in hospital, at home, in the car, waiting for tests, you can do this too. So every day, what you need to do to be part of the challenge with me and with everybody else in the safe space is to post 3 things every day that you're grateful for. So you can pop down in the comments box your 3 things. You can use photographs, you can use images, you can use whatever you want. I've kept the group open deliberately so people can actually express themselves whatever way they want. So 3 things every day that you're grateful for, and we're going to be starting that tomorrow morning, and it's for 27 days, and I'm really, really, really looking forward to doing it with you guys. So I'm going to go now because I wanted to make this short and I wanted to make it meaningful for you. If you have any questions or comments, you know where I am. If you are interested in contacting me and you want to do some more work on yourself in terms to start feeling better about living with your chronic illness, you can drop me an email, and all my information and my contact details are on my website, or you can give me a shout on Messenger on Facebook. A lot of you guys have connected in with me, so just give me a shout on Messenger and I will be in touch. It's been lovely talking to you, and enjoy the replay if you're watching this later. Thanks, bye.